Hey Taurus, it's Regina here at Tarot and Time. Let's jump into the month of September using tarot and astrology for everyday living. So, Taurus, we know that this month the sun is in the earth sign of Virgo most of the month until it moves into the air sign of Libra. So, earth signs have a really good relationship with other earth signs. So, you trine each other in astrology. You make a positive flowing triangle of energy. So, sometimes I think like the three earth signs, right? You've got Virgo, who's the analyzer. You've got Capricorn, who's definitely the boss, who knows about long-term success. And Taurus, there's you, and you know about style and beauty and harmony. So it's a nice combo. Now, with the sun in Virgo, that's going to be, like I said, trining you, positive aspects. So most of the month, there's going to be free-flowing energy for you. Now, your ruling planet, because we always have to look at where your ruling planet is and what it's doing, because that's going to affect you the most. And your ruling planet, lucky you, is Venus. And Venus, the planet of harmony, of relationships, has a lot to do with love. It has themes of value and money. So Venus is going to leave the sign of Leo. And Leo is a fixed fire sign and you're a fixed earth sign. So you are making this like 90-degree angle and that's challenging. So you're having a challenging time with your own ruling planet and it may have caused you some frustration or, it might have had some money things going on. And so now Venus is going to enter Virgo, an earth sign, which is going to trine you. But for Venus itself, this is not the best placement for it, because Virgo is very analytical and sometimes can err on the side of nitpicky. And Venus, you're not about all that. You're about harmony and flowing energy. So when Venus enters Virgo, it will be considered to be in its fall position or its worst position. And so we're going to have to just get through this period, take advantage of the time to kind of sift and sort through our our valuables, and really our bank accounts, looking at things, looking at numbers, especially for you Taurus, okay? So really wanting to go into analyzing numbers, maybe making a budget. I know these aren't things that you love to do, but this is the energy in the air, so you might as well take advantage of it. But you can't be too hard on yourself. And remember that this is going to lighten up later in the month when Venus moves, or when the sun moves into Libra, which is a Venus-ruled sign also. And then soon after, Venus will follow. So things will get more smooth for you as we enter October. Now, make sure to be aware of the term analysis paralysis, because you could get caught up in thinking, analyzing, and not being able to make a decision. Do the best you can and make do, okay? Now, we have across from you, right? The sign Scorpio is across from you. We're heading towards Scorpio season by the end of October. And Mars, the planet of action, is going to move into the sign of Scorpio on September 22nd. So across from you is going to be the planet of motivation, action, entering the sign of Scorpio, where it's considered its domicile placement. It's one of its, I think that's not exalted, but it's the next best placement for Mars. And Mars is the original ruler of Scorpio. So I think the only place that Mars does better is in the sign of Aries. So this is the second best spot. And Mars is going to be there from September 22nd to November 4th. So across from you is going to be this planet that wants to get you moving, and it wants to bring in transformation because it's Scorpio. And Scorpio, love you, Scorpio. I'm a lot of Scorpio, but there's an intensity to it. And there's an intensity to Scorpio no matter what, outside of having Mars there. So it's definitely going to give you a kick in the butt to take action. And it may bring you a kick in the butt to end some things. And there may be even like, you think of Mars, it wants to pursue things, and it's in the Scorpio sign, which wants to transform things. So maybe some things that you were pursuing that maybe no longer interest you, or you see that they're not working for you, okay? Now, mark your calendar for September 24th when Mars squares Pluto, and you already personally have a square with Pluto going on. That's going to happen for a long time. Remember, Pluto is the second planetary ruler of Scorpio, and it's a fixed sign. It's in a fixed sign of Aquarius. So it's going to be making this square with you for the next like 19 years. But remember, Pluto brings in value and resources and other people's money. So you just have to consider it in the 90-degree angle square. Okay. You can't overlook the changes. You can't overlook power struggles. You're going to have to step up and figure them out. Now, when Mars is square Pluto on September 21st, so a little bit before, a little bit after, it's going to stay there for a little while. So be aware and be careful because things are really aggressive and you already have this relationship with Mars opposition you, and you already have a square with Pluto. Now Mars has a square with Pluto. And, I was talking in the month ahead about how that's like the last time Mars was square Pluto is when we had all the start of the Middle East problems in Gaza. Okay. So just be careful. Don't get into it with people and make sure that you're in, check out your surroundings and make sure you're in safe places. Now, I was talking about the sun, how you're trining the sun in Virgo, and then Mercury is going to be in Virgo too until September 18th. So you're going to have a trine with Mercury too. So it really feels like you're going to have, there's challenges, but there's also some flowing energy. So just make sure that you analyze, but you don't get paralyzed by your analysis. Make sure that because the South Node is hanging out in Virgo, South Node is the past. Make sure as things come up that feel really familiar, you're like, oh, I thought I've already dealt with this. Or when these offers come in that feel like, I don't know if I should take this, or they feel really familiar, or they're from people like that you've known, because the South Node is the past. Someone shows up from the past and you wonder if maybe they're different. I bet you they're not, okay, with the South Node activity, even though it's trining you and that could bring up old, nice memories. But South Node is not the direction that you want to go in. You want to go in the direction of the North Node of what you came here to do. Okay, let's roll some dice here for you. Mars, of course you got Mars in the sign of Scorpio. What house? First house, Aries house. Okay, so you basically just rolled all Mars again. So Mars, the planet of action in Scorpio, which is what we were just talking about, in the first house, which is Aries house, the house of I am. So something about taking action. It's showing you this month because that's when Mars moves into Scorpio. And the first house is newness. So you may be taking some action into some new areas of your life or transforming your life in some way. All right, let's see what our theme cards are here for you. Haven't looked at any of these yet. This is the beautiful Curious Travels Tarot deck. I'm really, really digging this deck. Just about ready to bring it into my own private readings, just getting used to it here. So thank you for sharing that time with me as I test it out. I have Magical Hours, which I think last month I was talking about this being my favorite. Still really enjoying it. Let's put one on the table from Pastoral Tarot because this is just a classic. And let's find out what your spirit animal for the month is here from the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. Okay, let's see what your themes are overall for the month of September. Ace of Swords is showing up. So there's something new showing up and it's a new thought. It's a new idea. This is very mercurial, so it could have themes of travel, all right? Ace of Swords. Now, your second card is the 10. Now, I don't really read reversals unless they really strike me. 10 of Wands. So you got a 1 and a 10. You've got something coming to an end, some new beginnings. Looks like these ribbon is all caught up in this, I think is a deer's antlers. Golden ribbon. So 10 of Wands, we know something's coming to a close. It looks like it's been very entwined. So, and then there's a sword here almost to cut this out. So there's some things that you've been doing for a while that may be shifting now. You have the 10 of Cups. You got 2 10s in a row. We see 3 ladies. It's kind of funny that this is, you would think it's the 3 of Cups because there's 3 ladies here. And they almost look like a bridal party and it looks really joyous. And there's all these cups floating around in the sky, like teacups. And we see joy here, but we also see that that's shifting. Now, Your pastoral card is the Six of Cups, and we see a card of like a father and a daughter, and they're out in the fields, and there's a puppy there, and she's kind of giving her dad a flower, and there's just this beautiful harmony. And this is a card of reminiscing. Okay, so you may be feeling like you're reminiscing about childhood or maybe your family home, your whole family life, but we see a lot of change coming in. So let's see what your spirit animal is for the month. And we've got the loon, the intuitive. It says, listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. So a lovely loon family there. Almost feels like this 10 of cups. And so you have intuitive energy of the loon as your spirit animal for the month. All right. So seems pretty on point. Seems like what we've been saying kind of being confirmed. Now let's put a couple piles on the table. The first pile is going to have to do with, let's see, your career. Put in some things about your work, if you're a student, this can be your studies, but this is your focus of where you're going and where you spend a lot of your time, okay? Whether that be working, volunteering, going to school, the pursuits here. We're going to put a pile here. We're going to make another pile about your love life, okay? Whether you're in a relationship, looking for a relationship, or just looking for more harmonious people in your life. This is all a pile about your relationships. Let's see what comes up for that. And let me just put a couple more on the table. We're going to put a card up at the top for what your biggest challenge is this month. And one over here to the right on what's your biggest opportunity. I'm going to put a couple more into those piles. So the obstacle pile for the month and the biggest opportunity. We'll go, okay, let's start with that. Okay, so let's see what we get here. So this is the pile about your career or your focus, where you're putting your attention. And we've got the Seven of Wands. And it's like an orangutan, and he's scratching his head. So he's almost like not sure what to do, not sure which choice to make. There's a lot of wands coming at him. And he's just kind of like, I don't know. We also have the Five of Cups. So we see change of emotion. We see 3 cups kind of broken and cracked there. And then behind her is 2 cups that are sprouting flowers. So there's an opportunity here. It just hasn't been seen yet, kind of in this like state of wondering, pondering. We have the Sun card here. So something's becoming visible. Someone's riding in on the back of that horse. This is a Leo card. There's a lot of joy here. There's a lot of light here. And it just has a light feeling to it, okay? A fun feeling to it. And then you got the Hermit. Talk about a light. This is the coolest hermit ever, I think. Where that light is usually just shining in that lantern. Now it's shining right over his face. And this is your inner guide. So it's almost like a state of like, I'm not sure. Some things maybe that haven't worked out, but there's still some things you haven't noticed yet. And there's joy here. There's like a lightheartedness here for you. It's almost like that horse showed up and all she had to do was get on its back. The Hermit shows up because you're being grounded by 2 major arcanas. So I just kind of get a sense of wondering, a sense of like, okay, I'm not sure. I've tried a few things. It's not really working. But then it comes in as just stay joyful and follow your inner guide. You'll find what you need. Okay. I hope that that connects with you. Let's go over into the love pile. We have the Page of Pentacles. Looks like she's playing like a tambourine. Young energy, pentacles, something of value. It's almost like she's calling it in. Page of Pentacles would be you. You're a Taurus. That's an earth. Pentacles is earth. Here's the Four of Cups. That cup of satisfaction is coming in. Somebody's handing it to you. And you look like you're just sitting at the table, kind of chill and relaxing and keeping yourself busy, keeping yourself social with the Three of Cups on the table. But this new cup is showing up and the Four of Cups. So this is the same card. So in the love pile, you get two of the same card. Now, this one's like this mermaid, and she's not really seeing those three steaming cups of tea. And this woman who almost resembles the hermit is coming with a hot cup of tea to offer her. So there's things being offered to you, and there's a light energy of like almost like you calling in these offers. So if you're in a relationship, it's showing more satisfying energy coming in and you calling it in. And maybe you've been feeling a little bit dull, and now it's going to start to pick up this month because we're always happy to see the cup of satisfaction. And the Page of Pentacles is like kind of playing that tambourine, calling in what she wants, getting clear on how you want to feel. Okay, so I see opportunities showing up for you, and almost like the opportunities that you have been putting out there energetically, like, okay, I want a relationship. I want someone who's fun to be around. I want someone who, has the same hobbies as me, kind of thing. It's being drawn, it's coming in this month is what I'm seeing here. All right, well, that's not a bad thing. All right, let's see what the biggest challenge is up here. So your biggest challenge for September, Taurus, is the Queen of Swords. Now, she would be, well, Swords is air, okay? So this would be a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, okay? And I see that she has, her hands have the evil eye of protection. So there's some things that she's almost warding off. There's some conversations that may not be healthy for you, okay? There may be some women in your life, the air signs, that may be a little bit feisty for you, okay? That's your challenge, the Queen of Swords. She's also the Queen of big business and the Queen of boundaries. She is kind of no nonsense. So there's some things that could be also like paperwork, or communication with people will be challenging. Business-like things may be challenging for you this month. And then the Nine of Swords comes in, and this is the insomnia card, the worry card. 9 is our number of the year. So there's just a lot of worry. So there's a lot of mental energy up here as your challenge. All right, remembering that most of the things that you're worried about with the Nine of Swords aren't even going to happen. And so kind of fixing that energy leak, the challenge is, and the analysis paralysis, we talked about that. The worrying, so the idea is, the more you can stay in the moment, the better. See what your biggest opportunities are this month. And you've got the Queen of Pentacles. And I got to tell you, this is you, Taurus. You are the Queen of Pentacles. She's holding a huge golden coin. She's a grounded queen. She's in her power. And I love the sunflower, which makes it feel like this time of year here in Connecticut. So the Queen of Pentacles is your opportunity, the opportunity to be yourself, to stay grounded, and also to like stay funded. Your other opportunity card is the Two of Cups, and we know that this card has a lot to do with love, a lot to do with harmonious relationships, and those two look very smitten with each other, these two snakes, and we are finishing up the year of the snake. So not a bad opportunity. It's just the things that'll be hard for you is just trying to stay relaxed, not getting too nervous. We know it's Virgo season. Virgo has a lot to do with mental health and thinking. And we know there's themes about analysis, paralysis. So just do your best to stay grounded, get out in nature, be your true self, and enjoy your relationships, because it looks like there's a lot of opportunities in relationships for you this month, Taurus. So thank you for joining me. Enjoy the month.